Following on daily from the beautiful Colombo. We're outside the Shangri-La Hotel. You have Colombo in the background, the beach to our left, hotels and business centres to our right. We're a day out, Harmy. It's nice to be talking about a series decider, two ODIs in. With given England's recent track record, it could have easily been 2-0 and nothing really to play for on this ODI, but we've got a contest.
It could have been both ways, you know, and the more I look at it from the first one, I think small margins, and it could have been 2-0 to England. That last over, England not chasing 270 and chasing 255. Joe Root, Ben Duggar getting out. Similar times in that second innings when the spin was inconsistent and it was very, very difficult to start your innings on. If they had got 75 each as opposed to 60 each, I think England would have had a great chance of winning that first game. So England weren't far away in the first game. The margin, 19 runs, looked quite a lot, but the second game, I thought they showed some great qualities. Qualities I want to see from this side, not just this side, but the whole England unit as a red ball and white ball entity. They got themselves in a position where the game wasn't in their favour, i.e. from the toss. They didn't. 11 times the toss has been won. 11 times the team that won the toss has won the game. They didn't slump their shoulders. They nailed their first part of their power play. 36 off the first 10, nailed the power play. Yes, it might have got away from slightly, but 220 I thought was a great effort with a ball. And then you want somebody to bat through, then you want somebody to come in and play an innings that gets England in a position to sort of win the game, and that was Joe Root and Harry Brook. So fantastic for the captain, brilliant from our best player. And what I enjoyed really about it, because 2 days ago we were on the beach over there, and I was talking about what I was worried about Josh Buttler possibly not looking as though he was enjoying himself, and he came out to bat in that second game. He had a couple of fours, he had a big six, got himself going, springing back in his step, and that's great signs, not just for tomorrow's game, but for the World Cup in India and in Sri Lanka. So great positive signs. England got themselves in a position to get over the line and win a game on a pitch which wasn't what they've been normal to, because they have been accused of being flat track bullies. That was anything but a flat track. So that it doesn't dispel all the negative comments about the way England play and England can bat, but they showed some. I thought they showed some great nous. I thought they showed some great mental strength under pressure, and in Joe Root, we don't need to say too much more than how great he is, especially in this part of the world.
You've mentioned the pitch a couple of times there. Joe Root said it was dire. Harry Brook said it was quite an unthrilling game of cricket. But the problem is, Harmy, there's only 2 pitches made, so it could be more of the same tomorrow, or you go back to the one on Thursday where it ragged inconsistently. So what are we expecting from the pitch? A shorter game, perhaps?
No, I don't think we're expecting a shorter game. I just think we might be expecting a more boring game, unfortunately. So tune in and listen. No, we might be expecting again another. We don't know. In this part of the world, you can stick some moisture in it. The heat's ridiculous. It'll dry it out, and we might get a possibly truer surface. But the one thing is for sure, we know it's going to spin. England will play 6 spin bowlers, and that's the way it is. And if England can win a toss, bat first, get themselves a score of between 220 and 250 on either surface they're going to play on, they'd fancy themselves a chance to win the series. And after all the negative that's been going on around England, if they were to come and win this series, there should be a lot of pats on the back, because let's be fair, it hasn't been that positive in recent times, and we could do with some luck, and that luck will probably be at the toss. Harry's lost 2. If he loses 3, then behind the 8 ball. If he wins the 1 out of the 3, the important one, which is the decider, then England have got a chance in this decided match.
And you mentioned the toss there, because England they've lost the toss and lost the game. They've lost the toss and won the game. So it'd be good to see them win it, not only to increase their chances of winning the series, but just to see how they go about their innings. Because the first 2 ODIs, they've had a target, they've had a run rate, they know what to do to try and win that game, in essence. But here, I want to see them set a target and see what plan they have to try and get a competitive total.
I don't think the plan will change too much from what they've just had. The plan will be, to get as much as they can in the power play, make sure they're not losing wickets, and not cracking under the heat pressure that Sri Lanka will put them under from a spin bowler's point of view. And with Jamie Overton coming in at number 9, Liam Dawson coming in at number 10, I mean, England, if they can get in a position to utilise the last 10, 12 overs with a Jacks, a Curran, a Dawson and an Overton, then they might be able to take that score from a 220 to a 250 to a 265, which will probably be a winning score. So I think England set up in the one less bowling option from a seam bowler's point of view at their death for batting first, giving themselves a chance, getting themselves the game into a deep position, and then excelling through the last sort of 8 to 10 overs. That's the plan, and that's the plan they've used in the first 2 games. But this time they'll have to utilise it, hopefully, if they can win the toss, in the first innings, when effectively the wicket will be a lot better.
One bowler who's gone under the radar the first 2 games is Liam Dawson. He's bowled very economically and supported Adil Rashid. Earlier on today, I managed to chat up with the Hampshire all-rounder. So Liam, thanks for joining us. Sets up nicely ahead of a series decider. Just gives your thoughts on the tour so far.
Yeah, without doubt, obviously 1-1 going into the 3rd game is an exciting place to be. Obviously, completely different conditions as to what we're used to playing at home. But yeah, it's obviously been a good tour so far, and hopefully we can finish tomorrow with a win. And
there's a lot of criticism about the pitch. What did you make of the playing surface on Saturday now?
Yeah, it's obviously, as I said, very different to what we're used to playing ODI cricket at home. But you come to these sort of places, and you can expect this to happen sometimes in their home conditions. Obviously, they want to win a series at home, which is obviously important. But yeah, I thought we adapted really well to that pitch. Obviously, especially where Joe and Brookie played to get us over the line was brilliant.
And what was it like being part of a 6-man spin attack?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, it went quick. But yeah, I think the way Brookie sort of handled his bowlers, sort of short spells, changed that was a really good way to captain.
And your partnership with Adil Rashid, how are you finding bowling in tandem with Adil?
Yeah, he's a genius, isn't he? I mean, to watch him, he's getting better with age, I think. He's been amazing for England for a number of years. So to bowl with him in partnership is always good. Obviously, I'm a lot more defensive of what he is, and he's obviously the more attacking spinner. So, yeah, he's been brilliant, and hopefully he can play for a few more years.
Does that give you just as much satisfaction building the pressure than taking the wickets?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, as a finger spinner, you don't have the mystery that he has or wrist spinners have, so you've got to try and be a bit more consistent than what wrist spinners are. But yeah, I enjoy bowling with him, and hopefully we can have a good partnership going forward.
And what's the last 12 months been for you? So I remember chatting to you at Hampshire 12 months ago, and you said you're not thinking about England. You've now played in all 3 formats and essentially contracted. It must be a pretty mad journey.
Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, very proud to sort of get to where I am now, because I said to you before, I didn't really expect to play for England again, but just trying to enjoy it, to be honest. I know that it can end very quickly, so just trying to enjoy each game I get to play for England and do my best, try and put performances in and give 100%, and yeah, hopefully we'll see where it takes me.
What's the feeling for that recall? Because a lot of people want to get back into the England side, but you didn't really think about it, so it's not really like a second chance. So what are you feeling being back around the setup?
Yeah, as I made it clear to a lot of people that I was, I never really thought about playing for England again, which was a healthy place to be, I think, at the age I was at. But obviously to be back involved, it's been brilliant. I've loved it, and as I said, I've got to try and each time I get to play, try and enjoy it, and that's all I can do at the age I'm at.
You mentioned the age you're at. You're 36 in March. Do you feel like you're improving now still?
Maybe, but I try and keep things pretty simple. I think the more you play, the more you do improve. We just get used to playing. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm improving loads. I'm just trying to do what I've done, through the majority of my career, is be consistent and hopefully put in performances.
And just a couple more. How difficult was it to accept the central contract? I know you spoke about the past, that you play in a lot of leagues around the world during the winter. So when that discussion came up about taking a central contract, how difficult was that decision?
Not difficult at all. I think to be offered a central contract for England is obviously a very proud moment. So yeah, there was no question about it at all.
And just a quick word on Hampshire. You've got a new head coach this season, Russell Domingo. Have you had any conversations with Russell since his appointment?
Yeah, I know Russ well. I've been with him in the last 2 editions of the SA20 with Sunrisers. So he's a good man, and I think he'll be brilliant for the group we've got. We have obviously a younger squad there now, and I think he's brilliant with younger players. So yeah, looking forward to work with him.
You mentioned Sunrisers. Just a word on your old franchise winning the SA20 yesterday.
Yes, it's brilliant. More so for AD Birrell to getting to 4 finals and to win 3 of them is amazing. He's a great man. Said before, he's the best coach I've worked under in my whole career. So, yeah, very pleased for him.
So there we go. Adi Birrell, the best coach he's ever played under for Liam Dawson, winning the SA20, of course, with Sunrisers Eastern Cape. It's a fascinating story, Dawson, because he'd given up hope of all England ambitions. He was very content with not playing for England. There were so many years he was just carrying drinks around, not playing. And I don't think he enjoyed it by the end of it. He wants to play. So to suddenly go from that, if I would have told him at the start of 2025 that a year later he'd have played all 3 formats for England, it's a wonderful story for Liam.
It is, and I know where he's coming from. I gave up the 50 over game in the middle of my career, 2006 to end of 2007, early part of 2008. I think it was 2008. Just for the simple fact was that I was, you know, if a team in 50 over cricket was doing all right, and there was a batter getting runs, and they needed somebody to come in and bowl bounces at him, I got 1 game in 5, 1 game in 4. You know, these were the things that were happening to me away from home, and my mentality and my mental frailties at that time about being away from home, I decided I've had enough of this. I don't need this. I'm putting myself first, my family first, and I stopped playing. Yeah. And it wasn't until the back end when KP came in that when he asked me to come back and play after picking me for the test matches, I didn't think I had much of a choice, but had to come back and play in white ball cricket. Where Liam's been, it's different for Liam because there's franchise tournaments around the world that are on offer. Liam Dawson will have wanted to play for England all that time, guaranteed, 100%. All these tournaments are going around the world. He's often playing in them. Yeah, there's some money knocking about. He'd have wanted to play for England, and I think it's playing for England. Yeah. That was the thing. That was my mentality. If I'm not playing, I'm not travelling because it's not doing me any good mentally. Yeah. You know, physically and mentally, it's not doing me any good. So I prioritised stop. He more or less had the same thoughts, and now he's back in. He's shown his experience. He's been fantastic in the 2 games so far. I think Will Jacks's appearance in the second game helped both Liam and Adil and helped Harry, because I think unfortunately for Harry he had to bowl 20 overs of them 2 before he probably would have liked to in the first game, but Jack's bowled very nicely and it just moved them down that Adil Rashid and Liam Dawson could bowl at the death, which obviously helped England. So no, I understand where Liam Dawson was at, fully understand, and now he's back in the team. Some will argue he should be back in the red ball team as well on a consistent basis to marry up and to help with the if England are going to go down the fast bowling route, which is 4 fast bowlers, they need a spinner that can hold the game and contain. Then Liam Dawson is probably a man at the minute because there's not many in either county cricket or the pathway that are standing up and saying, right, pick me. And that's nothing against Shoaib Bashir. That's just, unfortunately, that's the way life is in England at the moment. But no, fair play to the way Liam's bowled, the way he's conducted himself, the way he's gone about his work over the last 4 or 5 years, and now, rightly so, he's getting rewarded.
And it's not, in Liam's defence, it's not him saying I have to play every game. He just wants to be in the mix. No. And if the plans aren't there's no point in taking him. But Harmy, ahead of tomorrow,
just give yourself a fair chance.
Yeah.
Give me a fair chance to show my skills, and give me a fair chance to show that I am good enough to play for England. And I don't think that was the selection's fault either. Just the way the makeup of the side was. You had Adil Rashid, you had Moeen Ali, 2 unbelievable cricketers. I don't think anybody's getting in from a spin bowler's point of view. But when you're going away to these parts of the world, you're taking a third spinner and you're not getting a game, it's very, very frustrating. And I think he was just prioritising the fact that he wanted a game of cricket and he wasn't getting it with the England team, so he wanted to go and try it somewhere else. There's nothing wrong with that.
You had a blue number in the first ODI. You had a nice little maroon number on Saturday. What have we got planned for tomorrow?
I don't know.
That's a reason to tune in.
I don't know.
Right?
We might be.
If it's 4.5 and over.
We might have normal English attire. So yeah, we might have a bigger shirt that's not made for me. But look, I've loved being out here. Embraced the culture. It's been challenging. Yep. It's been hard work, I tell you. But it's not England, it's not dark, it's not dingy, it's not wet, it's not grim. That is beautiful.
And we'll be back for the series decider. We're on air at 8:30 a.m. ahead of a 9 a.m. start. Hey, Goffey's back tomorrow. So
that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, Goffey back. What's that? What time? What's that wake up call? Oh no, it's an afternoon. Oh no, it isn't. It's a morning game.
9 a.m. start.
9 a.m. start. So good luck, Darren, getting up. Get to the train, Milton Keynes into Euston. We'll see you down the line. Put your woolly hat on. Might need a big coat. A bit warm here, lad.
It's first class. He'd be all right over there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't know anything else. First class. Yeah, come on. I know it's talkSPORT, but Darren doesn't go anywhere else. He'll bump himself up.
And as I say, talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel, live commentary from 8:30 a.m. in the UK for the series decider. John Norman will be back following on daily tomorrow. But for now, goodbye from Colombo.